Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video you're going to be seeing how I made this corset with a skin illusion net with a ready-made bra cup from start to finish. So please stay tuned until the end of this tutorial. In my previous video I shared with you guys how I drafted this, so if you haven't seen that, please go have a look. And if you are coming here for the very first time, please subscribe to join this beautiful family. So I'm going to be joining the cup to the top, and I'm going to be joining it wrong side facing each other. In that case, I'm going to be joining this inside out. So by the time we finish turning this, you will definitely understand what I mean by that. Now the sewing allowance is going to be facing outward on the right part of the top, okay, and we are going to be finishing that with a bias strip, but here my bias is going to be my velvet. I'll fix the first one and I'm going to go ahead and fix the second part. If you look carefully, you would see that the inside is looking very neatly finished. So that is the most important part of this tutorial, because this is a two knot and you don't want any of those rough edges to be showing on the inside. Okay, we want a situation whereby when you wear this, or when people see this and take a look at it, they won't notice that there is anywhere they joined it. Okay, if you understood what I am trying to explain right now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess allowance, but if you want to use um a bra hook for this, you're going to leave it just this way and top stitch, and then you're going to fix a bra hook under this place. Okay, now that I'm done trimming it, the next thing is for us to insert our boning, and I'm going to use a Regling boning for this because I want it to have like a soft feel, because this is a tool, of course. Okay, you don't want it to be strong, and while fixing it, make sure to leave 1.5 inches space. Okay, so that would be for turning on the upper parts and the down parts. Then we are bringing in our bias. Remember, like I told you, the bias is a velvet, and I also went ahead to hold this velvet with a gum so that it won't, you know that velvet is kind of very stretchy, so that it hold it in place. Okay, and now we're going to use it as our bias or our boning channel. Okay, I've gone ahead to open up the bias and then fixed the first part, and I turned over to top stitch. So whatever I did on the right part, I'm going to repeat on the left part of the bra cup. So I've done one part of it. I'm going to repeat the same thing to the other part. So now you're going to have to open up one part of the bias, and then you stitch till the other end, and then turn it over again and top stitch. Okay, so after we were done, and this is what we have. If you have any excess, go ahead and trim it out. And then the next step you're going to do is to pipe the upper parts. All right, because this is like a tube top, you don't want any kind of rough edge, so you're going to have to use our bias on this one. Okay, and then the bias is like the color of the skin nets, so you're going to have to fix from the wrong parts to the right part. Okay, just more like you are piping the upper part. All right, so I finished joining from the wrong part, and I flipped over to the right part to top stitch. Okay, mind you that before you do all these things, your bonies are inside, because I want this top stitching to be able to hold my bonies. Now make sure to do this gradually, because you're going to do it slow and steady. You don't need to rush this. So this is it. You can see how neat it's looking. And once you're done piping that upper parts, you're going to go ahead and repeat the same thing to the down parts. Okay, so now we are done with the upper part, and this is what our corset is looking like already. You're going to have to go ahead and turn the down part. Okay, and it's still the same process just like you did on the upper parts. So you're going to repeat the same process for the down part. So go ahead and open up one part of your bias and run a stitch right there, and remember that you are doing this on the wrong part. And once you are done, you're going to have to flip over to the right part and top stitch. So in this case, our bias is going to be showing on the right part. Okay, and then if you have like any excess um allowance that you don't need, go ahead and trim it out. So now I'm going ahead to top stitch. I don't really need much talk here. All you have to do is to keep looking on the screen and you will definitely understand what I'm trying to explain. So you guys, this is it. This is our corset and what it looks like. Our next step is to go ahead and form our loop and then our lacing channel. Okay, so for the lacing channel, you're going to have to cut out a strap of fabric and then sew it up and then cut it by 2 inches. Okay, so this is it, and what I'm going to do is to go ahead and fix it on the both end of my corset. So go ahead and use your pins and go right to your sewing machine and stitch this. Okay, so before I stitch it, I'm going to stitch one of that loop at the upper parts, and then go ahead and fix one of it at the lower part and measure what I have in between these two. But after I measured it, I had like 8 inches, okay, wideness. So what I'm going to do is to input this at 2 inches interval. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so I have 10 inches interval, so I'm going to go ahead and input 5 on both ends. Okay, so this is it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 at the end. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same thing to the other parts, but before then you are going to have to turn this over with your bias. So to turn this over with your bias, you're going to first of all fold in the end of the bias, and then from the right side you are going to open up your bias and stitch to the down part, and then cut off the excess bias and flip over to the wrong side. And now getting towards the end again, you're going to cut off and fold in again, okay, and then finish up your stitches. Now once you are done doing this, you're going to flip it over to the wrong side, but before then you have to cut off the excess loop, okay, and then finish up the bias. So after you are done with this, go ahead and repeat the same thing to the other parts. So now you can see that I'm trying to top stitch. I am already done with one part, and I'm going to go and repeat the same thing to the other part, exactly what I did on that other side. I'm going to repeat it to this side, okay. And once you are done with this, you will see that our corset is looking all nice and clean. So yes, we are done. This is what we have. So you guys, please do make sure to hit on the like button to get this video to be seen by other people. Remember to share and also subscribe if you haven't done yet. Okay, so this is fixing of the lacing, and this is what our corset looks like. So I will see you in my next one. Bye.